Welcome back, everyone, to Heartbeat Human Connections. We're going deep tonight into the heart of Los Angeles,
Yeah. Okay.
but not to dwell on the devastation
Yeah.
from the recent wildfires. Instead, we're going to shift our focus to something truly inspiring.
Okay.
The incredible wave of compassion that has emerged. It's like they say sometimes the flames of kindness burn brightest
Yeah.
when things are at their darkest.
Awesome.
And before we dive in,
Right.
don't forget to share your own stories of kindness in the comments.
Yeah.
Follow us at AI_for the people.
Yeah. Let's spread the positivity.
And subscribe for more inspiring content.
Yeah.
So let's keep that kindness alive.
Okay.
Let's set the scene here. Los Angeles facing this incredible crisis.
Right.
Homes lost, businesses impacted, lives turned upside down. But what's striking is not just the destructive force of the fires, it's the human element,
Right.
the way people have responded.
Absolutely.
So tell me a bit about that. I mean, you know how crises often bring out the best in people?
hmm
What's the psychology behind that?
Well, it's really fascinating how these situations can almost trigger this primal urge to help each other, you know?
Right.
If you think about it from an evolutionary perspective, sticking together during tough times was crucial for survival.
Okay. So it's not just about being nice. It's sort of hardwired into us.
To some extent, you could say that, but
Hmm.
it's more than just a survival instinct. It's also about empathy
Yeah.
and compassion, seeing others suffer and
Yeah.
feeling compelled to do something to alleviate that suffering.
Makes sense. And it's not just like grand gestures, right? It's these everyday acts of kindness that I find so incredible. You know, like the person who braved intense smoke and heat to rescue an elderly couple
Wow.
and their pets.
Yeah, I read about that.
That takes serious guts.
Absolutely. And that story actually highlights something really interesting about human behavior in emergencies.
Okay. What's that?
Researchers have found that our empathy actually increases
Really?
when we perceive a threat to our community.
Yeah.
It's like this shared danger triggers this much deeper sense of connection
Huh.
and responsibility for one another.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So it's like we're all in this together.
Exactly. And that feeling of togetherness can be incredibly powerful.
Right. And it's not just individuals stepping up either, right?
Yeah.
We've seen local businesses become these lifelines for people who've been displaced.
Yeah.
You know, Calico Fish House, for example, they transformed into a shelter,
Yeah, I heard about that.
with Chef Gruel leading the charge to provide free meals.
Amazing. It's fantastic to see local businesses really step up like that.
Yeah.
They're already woven into the community fabric. And they often have the resources, connections, and the trust to act quickly
Right.
and effectively when a crisis hits.
It's like a beautiful thing to see.
It really is.
Plus, who doesn't love a feel-good story about a chef
Right.
using his skills to feed people in need?
Exactly.
It's like straight out of a movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of feel-good stories,
Okay.
even celebrities have gotten involved.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen actors moving cars to clear roads for first responders.
Wow.
Musician J-Hope donating a significant amount to relief efforts.
It's great to see these high-profile figures using their platform for good.
Yeah, they're really shining a spotlight on this situation, which I think is so important.
Absolutely. Their actions not only provide practical assistance, but also send this message of hope and solidarity.
Right? It's like saying, hey, we're here, we care, and we're going to help.
Exactly.
And that can be really inspiring for others to contribute to.
Right. No matter their income or social standing.
Yeah, it's all hands on deck.
Yeah.
But beyond, those individual acts, what has really blown me away is the sheer volume of grassroots support.
It's incredible, right?
It seems like volunteer groups offering all sorts of aid have just sprung up
Yeah.
organically overnight.
This type of spontaneous, decentralized mobilization is actually a hallmark of community resilience. It speaks to the power of shared purpose,
Okay.
collective action. In the face of a common threat,
Right.
people come together, they organize themselves,
Yeah.
and they offer their time and skills to support those in need. It's really a testament to the human spirit.
It really is. And we've got some incredible examples of that in action,
Mm.
like Airbnb partnering with 211 LA
Oh, yeah.
to provide free temporary housing
Wow.
for people who lost their homes.
Now, that's a great example of a strategic partnership that demonstrates the effectiveness of collaboration in disaster relief.
Yeah, working together, pooling resources.
Exactly. By pooling their resources and expertise,
Right.
they can provide immediate and practical solutions for displaced families.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
Absolutely.
And then there's the Pasadena Humane Society. They've been overwhelmed with volunteers wanting to foster displaced animals,
Oh, that's wonderful.
which I think just goes to show that, compassion extends beyond our own species.
Right.
especially in times of crisis.
The human-animal bond is incredibly strong. And it's heartwarming to see people recognizing that animals also experience stress and trauma
Oh, yeah.
during these events.
Yeah.
So these volunteers aren't just providing shelter and care.
Yeah.
They're providing emotional support
Yeah.
for these vulnerable creatures.
It's a reminder that sometimes the simplest acts of kindness, like offering a safe haven to a scared animal, can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. And it's about recognizing the interconnectedness of all living beings.
Exactly. But let's be honest, these stories are just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
There's a whole ocean of compassion out there that we haven't even touched on yet.
Oh, yeah. And what's particularly interesting is how the digital world is amplifying these acts of kindness.
That's a good point.
You know, the hashtag kindness in LA is trending,
Oh, wow.
showcasing all these positive stories, connecting people who want to help
Right.
with those who need it.
It's like social media, for all its faults, is finally being used for good.
It really is. We're seeing this real-time tapestry of hope and resilience.
Yeah. And you know what?
Right.
We want to hear your stories too. If you've experienced or witnessed an act of kindness during these fires, please share them with us in the comments.
We encourage you to share your experiences because every story, big or small, has the power to inspire
Yes,
and contribute to this collective narrative of compassion.
absolutely. It's a way to acknowledge the positive and remind ourselves that even amidst the chaos, there's always light to be found.
That's beautifully said. You know, it's amazing, isn't it, how even amidst all this chaos and devastation,
Yeah.
these stories of compassion are emerging. They're reminding us of the depth of human kindness.
Right.
And you know what strikes me? It's not just about providing material support.
Yeah.
It's the small gestures, the emotional connections, those little moments of human touch
Right.
that really make a difference.
You're absolutely right. It's like, even in the face of tragedy, people are finding ways to connect and offer comfort.
Right.
Like there's this story going around about the firefighters
Okay.
who, after battling these intense blazes,
Yeah.
took the time to leave these personalized messages for evacuees on their properties.
Imagine that. You've just lost everything. And amidst the ashes,
Right.
you find a message from the very people who risked their lives
Right.
to save your home.
Yeah.
It might be a simple phrase like, "We did our best, stay strong."
Right.
But in that moment, it's a lifeline of hope.
Absolutely.
A reminder that someone cares.
It's those little sparks of humanity that can make a world of difference when everything feels lost.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about words either, right?
Right.
We also heard about this local musician who decided to set up a free concert
Yeah.
in a safe zone for evacuees.
You know, music has this incredible power to heal
It does.
and connect us.
Right.
It can soothe the soul, offer an escape from hardship,
Yeah,
create a sense of community, even in the midst of displacement.
absolutely.
That musician's act of sharing his gift really speaks volumes about the human need for connection and solace.
It really does, especially during times of crisis.
Absolutely.
It's like music transcends language and speaks directly to the heart.
It does.
And speaking of hearts,
Yeah.
there's another story that really got to me.
Okay.
A vet clinic offering free health checks and treatment to animals
Wow.
affected by the fires.
It's a reminder that, you know, humans aren't the only ones suffering during a disaster.
Right. Animals are often the silent victims in these situations.
Exactly. They experience fear, stress, trauma, just like humans do.
Absolutely.
The fact that this clinic is providing free care
Yeah.
speaks to our growing understanding of animal sentience
Yeah.
and the importance of extending compassion to all living creatures.
It's a beautiful thing to witness that recognition that every life has value
It is.
and deserves care, regardless of species.
It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of all living beings.
And then there's this amazing story about a group of young adults
Okay.
who organized to help their elderly neighbors who couldn't evacuate easily.
Now that speaks to the power of intergenerational solidarity.
Right.
You know, it's about recognizing that in a crisis, those who are most vulnerable often need the most support.
Absolutely.
These young people stepping up to help their elderly neighbors.
Right.
It's a testament to the enduring strength of community bonds.
Absolutely. In a city as vast and diverse as LA.
It's like those old-fashioned values of neighbor helping neighbor are making a comeback.
Right.
And it's truly inspiring to see.
But here's a story that really highlights the global reach of compassion.
Okay.
A fan from Japan, upon hearing about the LA wildfires, organized a fundraiser
Wow.
to send care packages to those affected.
That story beautifully illustrates how compassion can transcend geographical boundaries.
Yeah.
In our interconnected world,
Right.
news travels fast, and with it, a wave of empathy and a desire to help.
Right. It's like we're all part of this global community.
Exactly.
And acts of kindness, no matter how small or where they originate, can have a profound impact.
It really can.
It's those ripples of kindness that connect us all.
Absolutely.
And while these individual stories are incredible,
Yeah.
I think they point to something bigger happening in Los Angeles.
Okay.
A shift in consciousness, a renewed sense of community spirit. What do you think?
I think you're right. These shared experiences of hardship and compassion
Yeah.
have the potential to create lasting change in the social fabric of LA.
So these acts of kindness aren't just fleeting moments.
No.
They could actually have a lasting impact on the city. Tell me more about that. It's almost like these wildfires, as destructive as they've been, they've also ignited a spark of something positive in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
This surge of compassion, this outpouring of support.
Yeah.
Do you think it could actually lead to lasting change in the city?
I think it has the potential to. Los Angeles often gets this bad rap for being superficial, focused on individual success
Right.
over community well-being. But what we're seeing now challenges that stereotype. It's a reminder that even in this sprawling metropolis, the human need for connection runs deep.
So these shared experiences of hardship and compassion could be like the catalyst
Yeah.
for building a stronger sense of community.
Absolutely.
What would that look like in the long term?
Well, for one, I think it could inspire a whole new generation to prioritize empathy and helping others.
Okay.
Imagine kids growing up with these stories of their community coming together in a time of crisis,
Right.
of everyday people becoming heroes. That kind of narrative can shape their values
Yeah.
and inspire them to carry that spirit of kindness forward.
It's like planting seeds of compassion.
Exactly.
That will bloom for years to come.
Yeah.
But beyond individual values, could these experiences also lead to more systemic changes?
Absolutely. We might see a shift in local policies and disaster response strategies
Okay.
with more emphasis on community-based initiatives.
So like taking a more bottom-up approach.
Exactly. Think about the success of that Airbnb and 211 LA partnership.
Right.
That could become a model
Yep.
for future collaborations, empowering communities to play a more active role in their own recovery.
So it's about recognizing the power of those grassroots efforts and harnessing that energy to create more resilient communities.
Mhm.
But you mentioned earlier that the impact of these stories extends beyond Los Angeles.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
Well, the world is watching how LA responds to this crisis.
Right.
And this outpouring of compassion we've seen here
Yeah.
sends a powerful message about the human capacity for resilience and unity.
It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope to be found in the kindness of others.
Absolutely.
And that hope isn't limited by geographical boundaries.
No.
It's like a ripple effect spreading outward and inspiring other communities
Right.
to embrace compassion as this guiding principle.
Exactly. In a world that often feels divided and disconnected,
Yeah.
these stories from Los Angeles offer a glimmer of hope,
Right.
a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. They remind us that we're all interconnected, and even small acts of kindness
Yes.
can have a profound impact,
Absolutely.
creating a ripple effect that touches countless lives.
It's a beautiful thought. As we wrap up our deep dive into the heart of Los Angeles, I'm left with a sense of both sadness for the devastation caused by the fires,
Yeah.
but also awe at the outpouring of compassion that has emerged.
It's a complex tapestry of emotions for sure, but one thing is clear, even amidst tragedy, humanity shines through.
And that's a powerful message to carry forward. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploring the resilience and compassion of the human spirit. Remember, kindness is a light that burns brightest when we share it with others. Let's keep that light shining, not just in times of crisis, but in our everyday lives.